Hi everyone, this is Audrey Yeager and I'm very excited to bring you another scrapbook process video. This time it is for the Scrap Your Heart Out YouTube blog hop. There is a wonderful lineup of 38, 40 ladies who are posting videos Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to celebrate National Scrapbook Day. And I am posting on behalf of the Just Nick design team and sharing with you some cut files from the Just Nick store today. So I'm going to start out in Silhouette Studio and just kind of show you the cut files I'm using and how I'm going about cutting them out. Sometimes what I do when I am using cut files is first draw a square that is the size of the photo that I'm working with. And I've already printed my photo and it's about 3¼ by 4½. So I've just drawn a square there. Now I have opened the Dreamcatcher file from the Just Nick store, which is free for National Scrapbook Day, so you can go and grab this cut file now. And I have traced the PNG file, got the cut file, and am now adding it to my page with the square I've drawn from my photo. So I chose this file because my photo is of my kids and I and my husband on a hike. Well, it's just a picture of the kids actually. And even though this circle file is titled a Dreamcatcher, I thought it kind of looked like a compass rose, and I thought it would be great for kind of an exploring and exploration kind of page. So that's why I'm using this file. And I have put it on there and kind of gauged the size according to my photo and where I'm going to place it. I've copy and pasted it a couple times, resizing to a smaller shape. And I'm actually right now using the Silhouette software to design my page and to lay it out how I'm going to actually create it on the paper. And I do this sometimes because I think it just helps me visualize what I want to see on the paper, and sometimes it's easier than cutting everything out and pushing it all around in the physical paper. So right now I'm trying to get that photo box to pop up in front of the cut circles there so that it stands out better, and that's exactly what I wanted. So I thought I would try possibly adding in a couple titles as well. And I am using the Word2 file here, which I don't actually end up using on the page, but it's a great little file, and I love the thin, very thin font, that scripty kind of handwritten font. It's really, sometimes it's difficult to cut and you got to cut them kind of big because the lines are so thin, but I just love that look. And I'm also looking for, there's another one here, I think this is called, oh, I don't remember. On an Adventure, that's what it's called. And I really wanted to use the word explore. And you'll see later that I do print out this whole thing, which this file does take a while to cut because there are a lot of lines there. And I just cut out the word explore with my scissors because that's the only piece I really want. What I'm doing here is just adding, copying and pasting those files just to kind of gauge the size that I want to cut. So I'm looking at the word explore there specifically. That's not where I end up actually putting it on the page, but just in reference to the size of my photo, I want to see how big I want it. And I'm doing the same thing with that word fun here, just kind of getting an idea for size. Once I have decided the sizes of all the files that I want, I delete the photo because I'm not going to, the square for the photo because I'm not going to use that, and just arrange all the shapes on one page because I like to just cut it all at once. And there was a quick shot of my mat after I cut it all and the files after I had pulled them off my cutting mat. And there's the photo I'm going to work with. So I chose the Simple Stories new travel line. Actually, I'm not really sure what it's called. Isn't that terrible? I think it's called Here We Go. And I love this blue kind of map paper. And I typically don't use a solid colored piece of paper for my background. I have just recently, I don't know, been using white all the time, and it's just my go-to. And I really wanted to use the blue, the entire blue sheet as the background. But I, of course, revert back to the white, and I do stick the blue in here and try to see if I could squeeze it in, and I end up using a big chunk of the blue. So I'm kind of measuring here, deciding which side of the photo I want the blue to be on. So it's kind of a compromise. I use a little bit of white, a little bit of blue, And I tried that other or that other sheet of paper as well, the one that said "Here we go." I decided against that one because I didn't like the title on it there because I had already printed or cut out my title rather. So I gauged the size of that blue piece and just cutting it up on my trimmer here. And I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so now I'm looking for little things to add to my page. And when I get an ephemera pack like this, I open the whole pack and I immediately sort out a pile of things I'm absolutely not going to use. Like I knew I wasn't going to use that pineapple. Or I didn't really want to use a lot of flowers because it's not really tropical. I mean, my kids are wearing sweatshirts in this photo, and it was a chilly day actually. I found that round journaling tag, which fit in perfect with the circles. So I immediately put those away because otherwise they'll totally mess up my desk. And I'm not usually a very neat scrapper, but when I go through a pack that has a lot of bits like that, I just kind of put away what I'm not going to use. And I keep a little pile off to the side as just something to pull from as I'm going through designing. And I also have that sticker sheet there, that 12 by 12 sticker sheet off to the side as well. And I pulled a couple, or actually I was just looking at some things that I may use from that line. I love this line because I absolutely love the colors in it. That orange with that teal blue and the aqua and that moss green. I just love that color combination. So I cut out that word explore from the cut file and I like it right there, and I end up putting it there. And I'm just looking at a couple other sheets, see if there's any other things I want to cut out with 3x4 paper. And I decide to map my photo on this kind of wood grain print just to make it stand off a little bit from the circles in the background. And I also chose that one piece of ephemera there to the side that says go, see, do, which was pretty perfect for my page. Again, looking for other things I want to maybe add to the side. I decided I wanted to put a piece of paper on the right because the design was heavy on the left. So I wanted to balance it out a little bit because I thought it was kind of, that blue piece of paper was just, had too much white space there, and I wanted to balance the heaviness of the circles on the left. So I just cut a little thin strip of that kind of floral print, and that worked perfect. I'm very happy with the colors in that. And because that floral print has all of the colors in the line, has the orange and the moss and the teal and the aqua and the pink, I wanted to put something that had all the colors to the left of the page. And that's why I chose that heart sticker, because it has all of the colors in the line as well. So I'm putting that over to the left and keeping that floral print on the right. I found some stars in the sticker sheet that I'm pulling off and just placing on the layout and just scattering them around. And then I thought that I really wanted to add in some craft paper because I thought that the color of craft went really well with these colors, and it kind of, I know this sounds weird, but it kind of went with my theme. Like I think of outdoorsy things, and I think of like browns and color of woods and outdoors, and so the craft paper I thought added a good little element. And I just filled in the circles of those cut files, the craft paper, and it really, I think, made a difference in the way that cut file looked. It really made those circles stand out a little bit more. Now I'm using my favorite tool in the whole wide world, well, for scrapbooking anyway, my close to my heart edge distressing tool, distressing that edge of that photo mat there, and glued my photo on. And then I decided that I wanted to bring in a little bit more craft paper, and I just cut another strip, and I'm tearing the edge because I want that kind of roughed up look. And I'm going to add that underneath this floral strip, and I'm edge distressing this floral strip as well. And I really like the way that's looking at. Now you notice I move that whole section over to the left a little bit and leave like maybe a quarter, half an inch, closer to a half an inch of white there on the right side of the layout. And for some reason, I don't know, I just thought that I liked the way that that white edge there added just a little bit more interest. And I'm going to fill it in with something because I don't want it just to just be plain and white. So I glue that whole section of blue there just to the left a little bit. And I forgot to distress that edge of the strip. Well, I originally was going to put it flush with the edge of the white cardstock, so I just go back with my fingernail and rough it up a little bit. Now I'm putting the circles back on again. Is this the 4th time now I've put those on? I'm not sure. But I don't think it's the last either, because I take them off to glue them. I'm adding some of the little die cuts and now gluing these circles down finally. I should have maybe made some marks, now that I think about it, where I wanted the circles to be, but I guess they're pretty close to where I originally had them. Okay, so I take my photo off to add some mists. This is Heidi Swap Mist in Teal, which is probably my most used color. I absolutely love this color. That and a navy. And I wanted to bring in some of the kind of brownish color, and so it's kind of a brownish gray. This is a Mr. Huey's, and the color is called Clay. And this is actually another one of my favorite neutral colors. Okay, I have stitched on my page, and you see I filled in that white space there, that little white strip on the right, with orange and teal thread. And I just stitched straight lines back and forth. And I also stitched that little tag that's on the top of my photo. It says "You Are Here," that blue tag. I've stitched over the top of that because I wanted to bring some more stitching over to the center of the page. Now I'm just going through really and adding in little bits from that die cut pile. I put that title back on. I pull off a few more circle stickers. I really like the way that the circles are all laying out here. And finally gluing the title on. Now you see I don't have the insides of the P and the O and the R, so I go back to my cutting mat because all my pieces are still on there. Actually, now that I think about it, they're still on there as I'm doing this video right now. I haven't taken them off yet. And I forgot I had the Bradz, which are also circles, and thought I wanted to add a couple of those in. So I spend, oh goodness, I don't know, 15 minutes trying to decide exactly where to put these Bradz. And if I use the small one here or the medium-sized one, and so look at me just moving that circle all around. I don't even think it ends up there, but okay, here it is, finally. I put a little yellow one by the word explore, one under my photo and one on the heart. And then I just get a little label, add the date on there, tuck it under my photo. This photo was actually taken on my birthday, which was last Wednesday. Was it last Wednesday already? Yeah. I guess I'm getting so old, I forget. Anyway, here's the finished page. I'm very happy with how it came out, and using the Silhouette Design Studio really helped me to visualize exactly how I wanted it. So here's some close-ups of all the cut files and little bits and pieces on the page. So be sure to check out all of the other wonderful videos out there for this hop. There are a ton of sponsors for this hop, so there are chances to win some prizes. So please be sure to go check out all the sponsors. I'm kind of going slow here so you can see them all. And if you have any comments about my video or any suggestions, please leave me a little note. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching.